We are gonna start the meeting now. So first, I move to call the meeting to order. Do I hear a second?
I second.
Yeah, all in favor, say aye. Okay, cool. So first, we are gonna do roll call. Did we already do roll call?
No, we have not. So, we're gonna do roll call. You all know the drill. Everyone should know who goes first here. If you're here, say you're here. I'm actually gonna change it up. I'm gonna go backwards here. Zoe, are you here? Alrighty. Zach, are you here?
Yeah.
Awesome. Sebi, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Satya, are you here?
Hi.
Samson, let me know they weren't going to make it today. Rachel, are you here? Oh, are you here?
Yeah.
Neil, let me know they weren't going to make it. Michael, how are you?
Here.
Awesome. Lydia?
Oh, here.
I was like, pretty sure I saw you walk in. Lisa, are you here? Lindsay, how about you?
Yes.
Lauren?
Here.
Unusual spots. Alright. Guy, how about you?
Here.
John?
Here.
Hannah? Emma?
Here.
Elle?
Here.
Elizabeth?
Here.
Corinne? Greg?
Here.
Avika?
Here.
Ashna?
Here.
Annie?
Here.
Audie? Audie? Oh, right. Okey-dokey, that is roll call. Staff president is I, and our trustee is also here, so.
Okay, cool.
There we go.
So I move to approve the agenda. Do I hear a second? A second. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Okay, agenda approved. So do we have any public comments today?
What? Yeah. Nope, no public comment today, I'll just online and or in person.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna do our team building. So our team building for today, we're gonna play four corners. Does everyone know how to play? Nobody, okay,
Does it involve our corners?
yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
So what we're gonna, I guess, should we explain as I guess I'm gonna explain it. Okay, so, basically how you play four corners is somebody goes in the middle, and they close their eyes and then we'll count to like 15 seconds and everyone has to go to one of the four corners. We can number off the corners in a second. And then the person will keep their eyes closed and name a random corner. And if you're in that corner, then you're out. And then we keep playing until there's one person who's won. So it's pretty fast, pace, but it's fun. So does anyone volunteer to be in the middle? You wanna be in the middle? I was just saying, never gonna get.
Yeah, the middle is a little bit.
Okay, I could be in the middle.
How about the
Okay.
middle just goes right here because that's a tight spot to walk down.
Yeah, okay, this could be. Okay, and then to number off the corners. Everyone, so that is one, this will be two, that's three, that little joke over there, I guess, and then that's four. So, does anyone have any questions?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna count down from 15. Okay. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Not only your touchdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm gonna go with corner 3.
You're in that corner, you're out. Ooh.
Okay, 15, 14, 13, Josh,
Video purpose.
sorry, do you have the list of names of people who were gonna be on the, like, who volunteered to be on the team? Or was there anyone?
It's probably in a class notes, so I can probably try to find my.
Okay,
Give me a second.
yeah, no problem. I know Samson signed up, but I think Corinne did too.
I think I did too.
Corinne did, said she changed her mind.
We had like 5 other people who wanted to be on that
So
team.
should we continue that? Is there anyone else who would want to be on a kickball team? I would do it too.
Now, the volunteers can't be at the kickball team, just to give you all a heads up, because the volunteers will be helping you run the kickball.
Yeah.
Yes, we will be able to have a kickball team if we have enough volunteers sign up to run the event. So keep that in mind, and hopefully we can get more of you signed up to be at that event, and then we can have a kickball team. Is that, how many people do we have volunteering? 3 plus Samson. Well, no, I know, but I don't know if that list still stands, is the thing.
Or just like
Yeah, maybe we should redo it. Okay, yeah.
That's a good one.
So how many people, raise your hand if you're able to volunteer for 4th of July, like. For the tournament, not playing in it, but just for it. Okay.
Okay.
She's been like.
Can you raise your hand?
Oh,
Josh, this is sad.
wait, keep your hands raised, I can name it out.
Okay.
Okay, I have Rachel, Ashna, Brett, Corinne, Hannah, Sebi, Elizabeth, S, L, Emma. Is there anybody else?
Okay, I think that's it. Okay, cool. So I guess, how many volunteers do we need for this event?
So ideally, we need. So let's go based off the first year I was part of this group. We had 6 teams sign up, which we ran 2 fields at the same time. We had 2 people working the score table, which really we could just narrow down to 1 person at the score table, so at least 2 there. We had 2 people at the team registration tent, as well as someone to help me out on the. We'll probably need someone to help me out on the separate field. So overall, we need about 6 to 7, I would say.
And then Josh, how many people was that we got signed up?
We have 10.
Okay,
You can also recruit your friends, doesn't need to be solely SYLC people. You could just recruit your friends as well. Expect a team of about 15 people.
a team of 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we have like 10 total SYLC volunteers signed up and we need 7 to run the event. And a team is about 15 people, I'm not sure we really have the numbers, but if people think that they would be able to recruit enough of their friends that would want to be on that team. We could do that, we can just have like a teenager team, but I'm just not really sure if we have the numbers, does anyone have thoughts on that?
Does anyone know that they could get their friends to come do it with them?
It's a Saturday morning / afternoon kickball tournament. And if you all do real well, you're playing the 4th of July championship, and if you do real well there, you get your name and buried on the trophy.
Correct. Well, that's.
Will anyone be able to come and bring their friends? Hey, Hannah, I hope you have 14 friends. No, I'm kidding,
No, those.
I'm kidding, but we just need like 15 total, so.
When the Google form gets created, the registration form, you could send up QR code to the work group or anyone in the board. in our committee or Excel, to see if you want, and if anyone wants me to take it.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
And then we can see how many, like, how much we get done. Okay, cool.
Yes, so if you're interested in being on that kickball team, make sure you're also in the work group for kickball. Because once we have like this sign up, we'll send that out and that's when you can try to get your friends, and if we get enough people, we can have a team. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so far in the work group, we have Avica, Breck, Corinne, Elizabeth, Elle, Emma, Lisa, S, and then Sebi. Is there anybody else who wants to be a part of it or who knows they can't be in it? Also, you can be in the work group, but you don't have to come to the event. Is that? Okay. Is there anyone else who'd like to join it? Sure.
The work group's also gonna help with getting marketing pushed out. And
Yeah.
one of the reasons why the first year worked out so well is because we pushed out marketing so hard and early, so people signed up like ahead of time. It was everywhere. It was in the town's bulletin boards, it was in the Starbucks bulletin boards as well as on the website. And many publications are down there, so whoever's in that work group show will help out with Greg getting this marketing out.
And if you are in the work group, we'll keep you updated on when we're meeting and all that stuff very shortly, so no worries about that.
And you can say town council is looking forward to the kickball tournaments,
Okay,
I
right?
guess like, does anyone who's in a work group want to like help specifically with marketing? Because we want to like do a big push. That means like you guys could go to the schools and say like, put up posters for kickball, anything like that. So just keep that in mind because Rec will be working on marketing, but if you wanna help.
I can join the work group, but I can't be there at the event itself.
That's so fun.
okay. Okay, so I guess, is there anything else we need to do?
When it comes to the kickball tournaments, that's June 28th. So that is the last Saturday in June. It will take place probably about 10 AM to, depending on how many teams, probably about 2 PM in the afternoon. That's kind of like we ran it last time. It's pretty self-explanatory once it gets going, and I'll handle most of the bracket, like the bracketing. The main thing our volunteers are gonna be working on this time around will be keeping scores. Let me know what the scores are, unless someone wants to learn how to run a tournament bracket style, I will teach you how to do that. And help me referee some of the fields. That's kind of like the big things for our volunteers this time around. When it comes to representation there, obviously you're gonna have your silk shirts. And also that's about it. Same it doesn't need to be same volunteers, but if this is a success. And we go to the 4th of July, I will need a couple volunteers for day of, meaning you will be volunteering on 4th of July, helping me run the tournament, which would ideally start around 11 o'clock in the morning. That will be a couple of volunteers for our score table, as well as a couple of volunteers potentially to help me referee the field if town staff are occupied otherwise. That's really about it for that. When we get closer to that dates, we could get everyone to we could get people to volunteer for the 4th of July, which is also, do you all want to booth for 4th of July?
I did that once in the past and like, it wasn't.
It didn't really do anything.
Like,
Nobody
yeah.
stopped at our table.
I think they stopped and they like got candy from us and we talked to them, but like none of them were interested in joining SYLC or like would be eligible or like even had kids who would be eligible. They were all like, oh, sorry, like my kid is 5 and we were like, yeah, maybe in 10 years. Or they were like, oh, sorry, I'm like 25. And we were like, yeah, I don't know about that. So it's like, I feel like we're not really successfully recruiting anyone there or anything like that. And we could get our name out if we want to like advertise for our events. But I just don't know if it's necessary. I feel like if we have volunteers, it might be better to use them at kickball.
How should create a presence for that? Because I feel like these events also will help get your name out there to the community, even if they don't necessarily qualify at that
You could
time.
always just like reform what we're trying to do with the booth if we do one, because last year it was just like join SYLC.
Yeah.
But this year we just say like, this is what we do, come to our events.
Yeah.
Maybe run something at your tent, like, hey, here's a bags tournament, we'll run, or something like that too.
Or, well, yeah, but I was thinking more just like spread word about what we're doing, 'cause
Gotcha.
last year it
Okay.
was more just like, if you're a teenager, join our group.
Yeah, like we had a sheet that was like, oh, how to
Sign
join
up.
SYLC, who's
Yeah.
eligible, what
But it
SYLC
didn't really
does.
say, yeah,
It
like.
didn't say like what our events were and when they were and stuff like
That'd
that.
be a good
Should we
idea.
just
It's like,
change
it's just
like
what we
rebrand
do.
to that?
This is what we have done with the community. This is what to look forward to in these upcoming months. That's a good idea. I like that. We can talk more about that next meeting as well. I just wanted to like have you all guys do more on that. That's about it for the Fourth of July kickball, quite honestly. Get that. I need that marketing ASAP pretty much. We're trying to get it out in our communications. And the next Hello Superior, which will be coming out June, I believe it is, which is the publication. That media, physical media that we were all just talking about a little bit ago that you said. You should probably have some crosswords in there. Cool. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, yeah, so next we are talking about the Parents' Night Out, which is possibly going to be April 19th.
It is.
It is April 9th. Oh, okay, okay, so it is April 19th, we need some volunteers, so 10, or about 10 or 12, 10 through 12. So I guess we could start with, does anyone know on April 19th if they will be able, did we get a group of people for?
What's that?
Yeah, and
I didn't know there,
Oh,
okay, it's in the March notes that Corinne took, I can put that.
Also, would I need to make a flyer for that one?
Yes,
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe more so social media, I would say, as opposed to a flyer, because the town's already gonna, like, the town will push out material for it.
Okay,
So maybe more social media posts would be a good idea, both Facebook and Instagram.
sounds great.
Yeah, so the list of volunteers that we currently have is Corinne, Elizabeth, Avika, Sebi, Emma L, Michael Ohm, Avi S, Lauren, Berkeley, me and Rachel. I do think that I will unfortunately not be able to make it.
I also will not be able to make it.
I can make it.
Okay,
Okay,
great. Does anyone else know that they can make it on April 19th? Okay, Lisa, it's Saturday. What time is it? It is, normally we start them at 6:40. Or well, we need to be there by 5:30.
So that was for the, if it wasn't here at the community center, right? So this one will be at the community center. It starts at 6:30 officially. It goes until 9. Yeah, no, 5:45 sounds good. Be here at 5:45 to help me set up.
Okay, so yeah, it would be from 5:45 and then you have to stay a little bit later. After 9, just to be able to clean up and whatnot.
Yeah.
So Lisa, you'll be able to as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay,
It will be here. It'll be a smaller group of kids, although our last one was pretty small. Expect around 40 kids or 40 signups. We'll see if that many show up. It's typically more of the quieter ones, so we'll run main activities on that area. And we'll have like maybe crafts in here. We ran a movie in here last time, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to trash it.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty quiet and it's a more tamed down version of Parents' Night Out.
Do we need to like figure out anything for that or?
do we need to make like list of times and materials, or can we just use the one from last?
I don't know, what do you all think about that? Cause you all have like a lot of materials left over, you still have some games,
Yeah.
what do you all think?
I guess, does anyone, so currently, I guess we have most of the materials left over from the last Parents' Night Out. Does anyone have any ideas of things that we could add on or maybe get rid of, something that was like not great from last Parents' Night Out? For those who were there.
If it's gonna be a smaller group, I don't know if we necessarily need to add more. I
Okay,
feel like, but, cause I feel like we had a good amount of stuff the last time.
Do we all want maybe potentially, because that is Easter weekend as well? Do we all want to maybe do like a impromptu Easter egg hunt inside the building?
Or just like plastic eggs with like candy and stuff or
Yeah, we could do something like that.
toys or whatever, or like.
I like that,
yeah. We could also get some like Easter and spring themed coloring sheets and those like foam packets.
Okay.
Should we make a worker for this? Is it needed?
I don't know if it's really needed so much because it's upcoming here, and quite honestly, this is almost like a copy and paste from the Parents' Night Out, so I don't really think about it as much needed. Got permission to spend some budget to get some crafts for you though?
Yes, should we take a vote?
It is budget, so I'll go.
Okay, yeah, okay, so all in favor of allocating some of our budget to buy more crafts for this parents' night out, April 19th? Raise your hands. Okay, that's definitely majority, so.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm gonna spend it all, kidding.
Okay, yeah, so next up, we have some events that we need to review, so we've had a couple events recently, so first we had the STEM-a-thon, yeah, and so I guess we just kind of want to ask like reflection on how did it go for those who did come, and what improvements and whatnot.
I guess just to like start, I think to give Jeremy an overview of like how it went as well. I think like on the side of volunteers and like clubs that were there, it went really well and it ran really smoothly and all the clubs had like. Their members there, they had like these great activities and we had a lot of volunteers, but the problem was we just did not have that many kids show up.
No, really.
Yeah, like so all the kids who showed up loved it and they had fun and it was great, but it was just very low attendance. I wanna say we had like maybe 20 kids total. And so most of the club members were just kind of like,
Hanging around.
yeah,
Yeah.
hanging around and like doing each other's activities. And I don't even know if it was 20, it might have been less.
It was quite funny.
Okay.
At least.
How was weather that day?
It
It
was
was-
pretty nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Was it?
outside.
Oh, was it like, I'm gonna be outside instead, kinda nice?
I think it's also concerning that like STEM-a-thon and parents' night out like last time as well had like equally low attendance.
Yeah, and I think it's also concerning because there's a lot of people who are signing up and they're not showing up.
Yeah, the play got free programming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, that's kind of just like what we noticed. It was all the booths, there was, every booth showed up, and they ran really smoothly and that was great.
Yeah.
And we had more than enough volunteers, so that was also good. But yeah, just with the attendance was very low, yeah.
Did we get marketing out in like Friday folders for that?
I did actually, I did that like 2 months before, so they had, but maybe that was just too far in advance.
I don't think so, I think word out earlier is better than not, I know
I got on the
marketing,
social medias and I put it in the Friday folder.
yeah, and
It's
I know
superior.
our comms department sent out a couple of things as well.
Was it Sunday? It was.
That's Saturday.
It was Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday it was like 12:30 to 2, I think it was, or 12:30 to 2:30, something like that.
I remember last time it was like another activity going
Oh, yeah.
on, it was like a different business or something. and-
Oh, yeah, the other, there was an additional
Yeah.
craft group that was
And
gonna
I
be
know there
there.
was like some people that like got confused and thought that was part of the STEM-a-thon.
Or they like thought that was the step.
Yeah,
They thought that was
I remember like. The parents were like, oh yeah, like I thought this was part of it.
Alright, I know that was Katie's suggestion because she was working with that group, and was like, hey, tag along with us. I'll let her know there's some confusion associated with that.
Yeah, cause I think we had like a few people who were there and signed up for STEM-a-thon, they walked in. And I think they were like making birdhouses or something, so the kids sat down to like do it, and then I talked to the parents, and they were like, oh shoot, like we thought that this was part of it. And then the kids were just really engrossed in the birdhouses, so like, it's not like they. It wasn't like a quick thing where we were like, oh, they'll like hang out and do that and then come over to STEM-a-thon.
Yeah,
And the parents were like, we're not gonna like make them, and I was like, obviously don't make your kids stop doing that, like if they
Yeah.
enjoy it, that's great. But it was also like, I feel like we lost some of the people we had signed up.
that makes a lot of sense. Question for you. With the civic space that's now gonna be opening up here soon. Which is in the downtown section, if you all haven't been to downtown yet. Do you think potentially moving it there would help with attendance, with it being more centrally located, as well as having a more open space to be able to do the STEM-a-thon as opposed to kind of like being shoved in the corner over here? What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe I was just.
Yeah, we have practical, yeah,
Yeah, and she's.
what do y'all think?
I don't know if it would like so much help like attendance, cause I think STEM-a-thon is also like, or the community center is also like pretty familiar, to, like
Yeah.
residents, but. I think it would be like an advantage to doing it there instead, just cause like, I guess the area is a little bit nicer, there's like a bigger venue for the clubs. And there's like all like the shops around and stuff as well, but then we just not that big, so.
and I think adding on to that, like, what you were saying before, we're kind of tucked away into a corner, and that was, I mean, that wasn't really challenging in this STEM-a-thon, but I think it could be in future if there was more people to come, because Ashna, Sebi, and Corinne and I all came in, we directed people on where to go to the
Yeah.
STEM con, partially because of the birdhouse lady, but also because they may have been a little bit confused on where it was, because it was just in the corner. So I think having that civic space, like, it's really great too, because there's a lot of upcoming families in downtown Superior, and they're not used to our kind of events, so that would be a really great way to like kick off and kind of sell for that downtown Superior, so I think that's a great idea.
Another question on top of that. STEMathon has been held in February. What are y'all thoughts about moving it to a different month? Oh, it was March. You were absolutely right. Sorry. What do you think about still moving it to a different month?
What like month would we do this there?
I just don't know if moving the month would really change anything, since they were inside and it's kind of like a basic like time period where there's not much going on, so.
Okay.
And I think we decided to kind of put it in March because we like didn't originally like have anything that was going on in March.
Yeah.
Because like, then in February, we're doing February, we're doing parents' night out, and then April is another parents' night out. And then like, we have the kickball stuff going on, so it's just like, it seemed like kind of a reasonable time to put it.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to think, if like, does anyone, we wanna hear from you guys and you guys who were there at STEMathon, like, do you think that there's things we could do to help people show up, like moving the month? Or do you think it's more about just like getting the word out and getting people to be there?
Or even those who like weren't at STEMathon, do you guys have any ideas on how to get the word out for future events?
I think it's probably more about getting the word out rather than timing.
Maybe being more consistent as opposed to like just consistent communication, like, hey, the Friday folder here. We're gonna do another Friday folder. Sometimes. As an adult, I'm gonna forget things because everything is thrown at me. So maybe a constant reminder.
Yeah.
So repeated social media posts, stuff like that.
I also think utilizing like any Superior held events that, I mean, aren't us, to get that word out, because I know March is kind of a, I don't wanna say dead time, but it kind of is. I mean, there's not like a chili fest going on or anything really going on in Superior that we're able to market it. So maybe if we find anything like from any council or just anything that would be able to get that word out earlier as well. Keep it consistent with the rates.
And just like one small thing about marketing, this is like very minor, but I noticed in like that month of March, on like in the community center, you know, like on the screens, they have like events coming up in March. And they had like the list, and they're like, we weren't on it for having STEMathon that day is what I noticed. And like, that's where they have like jam and bingo and senior night and teen night and stuff like that. And I think that would help because people are just in the community center and looking at those things.
Yep, and I could talk to Tim, who is our new recreation supervisor, about that, because it's him that controls those TVs, so
Amazing.
we could talk about that, yeah.
Perfect. Any other thoughts?
I mean, I'll just say that I thought STEMathon was like a lot of fun, and I also don't think it's like a month issue, because I feel like March was like a really good time for that, just because there was not much going on, and so it like added that, I think. But also like how you mentioned moving into the civic center, because there's obviously more events like the birdhouse lady and like everything like that. Post the threat, like when we would like walk them down, she'd give us looks. When we would walk the kids to the STEMathon, so like finding more ways to just like be out there
Okay.
and stuff.
Okay. Everything's been good enough there.
Also, sorry, this is just a really small thing, but like at our parents' night out, which is February, printing flyers for the STEMathon to give to the parents that are coming, who come in and pick
That
up
would
their
be good.
kids, would be good because they're likely to come to our events if
We
they're,
could potentially do that with this upcoming parents' night on kickball.
yeah, I think that's, yeah, definitely. Okay, any other thoughts? Or like any comments about how STEMathon went?
I feel like for the STEMathon, like some parent just like forgot about the event and like didn't we like text it something like that? And like one of the like family came, so I feel like maybe next time we just like do like a reminder the day before. hit the Cinnabon to
Okay,
like
yeah.
sign up for
I
it.
can send out the reminder
Yeah,
emails.
most of them just like forgot about it. It's like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or, and I know it's like a tedious process, but even sending out a text message the day before might be a good idea since we have their phone numbers.
If they opt in for it, yes.
Yeah, I think most of them opted in, right? Okay.
So an idea I had was, maybe getting some of the clubs that are going to be involved in STEMathon, try and do some of their own marketing, because I know that some of them have their own.
Hmm.
Like, reporters, so we know they do them. A part of, and being a part of it, and try to inform more people.
So a good idea.
And I think maybe just like in the future, it could be like nice to like get the clubs even more involved with this event and like allow them to like give input and stuff as well in the work groups. Maybe for next year, if we like one, like our community more involved.
So in a way, have like a feedback form for them to fill out, kind of get their idea of like how the event went.
Like a feedback form, but also like maybe we just start contacting like clubs earlier and like, I don't know, maybe like their presidents or something. Wanna come in and like join us during our work group and like give feedback and stuff, because you know, they probably have like different like perspectives and stuff on like how to best like market or like, you know, like host like activities and stuff like that.
I think that's a really good point, especially considering the fact that two of the same clubs for this telethon brought the same activity. And if there was more communication in line, that would have been prevented. And that wasn't an issue, it didn't end up being an issue, but I think it could be if it gets bigger. So. More of an idea.
Did we communicate like the actual activities that the clubs are doing? I don't think we did, because I think by the time we knew what the clubs were doing, it was like after we
We kind of had to have the advertising out before the clubs even like
and most
said
of,
they would
yeah,
come,
most of the
so.
clubs like
Hmm.
were pretty last minute, like I reached out to them early and like we started reaching out to them early. And then they just like took they'd be like, yeah, I'll be there. But they took a long time to be like, this is the activity I'm doing and this is the materials that I need. So I feel like maybe we could set the deadline for that earlier and say like, because I did say like, just tell me by, it was pretty close to the event. But I think you're right, like if we say that before, we like say, we want you to sign up for this event. And then like sign up by this day and tell us what activity you're doing, then we could put that on the flyer.
Yes, because people could like see an activity that they like thought sounded cool and like provide some insight.
It'd be beneficial for y'all to have like a flyer or registration, a flyer with a registration for clubs to sign up, and just kind of give that out to your clubs at high schools, like, here you go. Here's a QR code, sign up.
I think it might take like more effort on like our part though to get them started up. So like the flyer, like my mom would, because like it's also like kind of a big commitment for them and stuff.
Yeah,
So they need to know like more about the event and like how they can talk with us a lot of the time. And like them to want to do it.
okay, that's fair.
I feel like adding them to the work group would just like be beneficial, because it solves the problem of not knowing what activities they're gonna do. And so you can market that if you know in the work group. If you figure that in the work group before you have to do marketing, you can send out the activities, and I feel like that would make more people want to come. Also, then the clubs are coordinated. Like runs through.
When we say clubs, we just mean like the president of the club, right? So we're not having like
some-
50 people time.
Some representation.
Okay.
Very cool. I guess we can move on. So we have a couple staff updates.
Yeah. So first and foremost, volunteer opportunities. National Trails Days is coming up. That is June 7th. As you can see in this email here, Pari, who is our open space ranger, is planning to run the event again like it was last year. So there was animals there was carriage, a lot of ice cream. It will be held over at the Colton Trailhead. And essentially, she is looking for volunteers to help lead some hikes, lead cleanup duty, maybe help out with the animals, stuff like that. I know we were talking a little bit, if you all want to do a booth, and if you want to do a booth, that would be a great way to get the committee's name out to the public, as well as like do some additional marketing, like, hey, we have kickball coming up, join, or hey, you're 14, think about SYLC, stuff like that. It's typically an easy time. It's fun, and I think you'll get ice cream, pretty much. It's, oh god, moo cow, no, what's that?
Sweet cow.
Sweet cow.
Hey, how's little?
Yeah, so we have some volunteer opportunities with that. Did you all want to do?
Yeah,
Depends on how many volunteers, I say, if there's more than like, if there's enough to have like a few volunteers and a booth, then I say to do it.
Yeah, the booth, I think you only need like three people that you want to rotate out. And then any volunteers after that. So,
Do we have a volunteer list right now?
No.
Should we get that right now?
Yeah.
that'd be a good idea.
Okay, raise your hand if you can, you can, what day is it?
June 7th, so that is Saturday, it'll be from 9 AM to 12 PM.
Yes, raise your hand if you want to be part of it.
Yes.
Yeah, also, please raise your hand, this event is really.
Yeah, I love this.
This is my favorite.
If you like riding your bikes too, I think she's looking for a group bike rider, so you'll ride your bike out on the trails.
Last year they let us take a picture with the bald eagle.
And then
And they put it on our heads, and also we got to do like a hayride, we got to
We
sell.
carried the turtles for them.
we
we
also
got
carried
to
the
sell-
snakes.
Yeah, and non-alcoholic beer was there, but we got to sell it. No, it was
It was-
awesome.
it
We
was-
used sparkling water.
It was hot water.
We gave it away for free. Yeah, we didn't sell it, okay. And then we traded the sweet cow people for it to get our ice
We're
cream.
recording, right?
It was, I'm trying to market. Yes, okay, yeah, it's.
Okay, everybody was
Okay, wait, could you guys like at the end, raise your hands a little bit higher?
Do you want us to like
Just
tell you
listen to-
names?
Okay, Josh,
I can't.
Rachel, Austin.
Like, I know their names now, but like, I can't see.
Emma, L, Sevi, Hannah, Lisa, Lisa, Tammy. That's it.
Wow, she has a name tag.
Okay. That's- Do we have anyone who wants to run the table specifically?
I would love, yeah.
Okay,
Savvy.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
in which case I will get this filled out here.
Okay, wait, I just wanna make sure I have everybody, so I got Rachel, Ashna, Breck, Corinne, Lisa, Sebi, Emma, Avika, Elle, and Annie. Was there anybody else that wanted to do trail in?
Quick questions in regard to this. Question number one, is there anyone who is interested in leading like a trail run or a trail hike or a bike ride or anything of the sort? Cool beans. Question number two. When it comes to volunteer for said activities. Who is interested in like helping out with the animals? Who is interested in helping out with, let's do one thing. Animal focus, who's interested in helping out with animals? So we got a couple people, 3, 4 people, 5 people, okay,
Avika, Lisa.
Annie.
okay. General event stuff, so assisting with maybe getting supplies for booths or helping run the hayride. Any volunteers associated with that? Got one there.
Everybody has animals, raise your hand again, Josh.
Okay, Corinne, Avika, Emma, Lisa, raise your hands, this is for animals. Annie,
Oh, you should be going down.
you don't have to do the animals.
No. It's not.
There's other options for.
Just, you got all that done? Alright, option 2, helping out with general oversight of the events. So this could be running supplies to booths, helping Hari out with general event management. This is also a great opportunity to learn how events are managed and ran. And kind of gives you that experience of like, especially if you go into event management in the future, this could give you a lot of that experience. Who's interested in that?
All our volunteers already signed up for either booths or animals.
Okay, I'll put that in the application then, no worries. Sick. So,
If any of you want to switch to general event.
Yeah, also, yeah, anyone can switch to do general help with the event.
yeah, maybe I could switch, I also don't know if I'll be available or not, so.
Okay, that's no problem.
okay. Next thing is assistance to the pools. As you may know, the pools are opening up here in about a month and some change. Katie's gonna need help with moving pool furniture and getting the pools open. She would love y'all's help. Anyone willing to help her out? I don't have the exact date, but it will be in May. It will probably be second or third week of May.
I can help out.
Okay.
I love graduating, so I can't.
Yeah, it seems like our.
Oh, we
I know, it's unfortunate time, yeah.
No, it's gonna be senior final week.
Well, I, a lot of them, okay, I don't.
I think third week is. I think second week is.
Okay, so let's put it this way. I will get Katie to draft up the volunteer sign up form and I will have her send it to you all. And then if you are able to make it, sign up.
Okay,
How's that?
that's great.
Awesome. I do have one more update for you all. This is in dealing with our planning and building department. They weren't able to make it to this meeting, but they're gonna make it to next meeting, but they wanted me to give you some food for thought. Cause you all engaged with that committee, rather department, so well last time, they're excited to get more of your feedback. In the next meeting, specifically, they are looking for. What can they do to help you all feel empowered in helping out the town build things? So specifically. Okay, bye. Specifically, what are some tangible projects that you all would like to work on to help better the town? That could be anything ranging from civic engagement projects, so maybe you could go out there and survey. Hey, how does this road look, or stuff like that, to even. Being an ambassador with some of our other committees, so for example would be Park. Seeing what they do, because Park, which is another committee of ours, does a lot of like. Suggestions like, hey, we could use this athletic field in this space, or this is what the pool should look like. Specifically, he really wanted me to dive down on. Who here knows what the concept of a third space is?
I love third spaces.
Cool. They want to know what you want to see in a third space. So they are looking for your feedback on how to develop a third space that will cater to your age group. So for those who don't know what a third space is basically, as it sounds, with the third space, so you have your home, you have your work and or school, and then a space that you hang out with or hang out at afterwards. It's basically a communal space. Where do you and your friends hang out at, right? Where's a place that you can go to and know this is where our community hangs out? Got some thinking going on. So they want your feedback on what a third space is gonna look like for your age group. So start thinking about that. They'll come to next meeting. They really want to dive down deep with that.
Also, will you send out an email just a reminder with the questions on it?
I can do that.
Great, thank you so much.
That is it for staff updates.
Council, please, yeah.
Great, couple of updates, so. Last month, the town council approved a contract for a design firm to come in and redesign the north pool and possibly the south pool. There's gonna be some community meetings in May to get your ideas and feedback on what amenities, features, things you would like to see, in the re-envisioned, pool, so whether it's slides, water features, what have you, yes.
Could there be a hot tub at one of them?
Yes. You can absolutely make that ask, I can't guarantee that we're gonna get a hot tub, but you can certainly make that ask, yes. So there's gonna be a lot of opportunity to provide ideas and feedback and input, so please, share your thoughts. And then, I'm not sure if you're aware, but the town has a Marshall Fire Remembrance Subcommittee. And this is a group of, it's made up of representatives from every other committee, in the town. Unfortunately, there isn't a representative from SYLC on that. And they meet this Monday at, which is the 7th from 6 to 7 p.m. And they'd really like to have a representative from SYLC attend that. They are designing a memorial to be placed over at near the Orange Road Trailhead. Just to remember the pets and people in the homes that were lost during the Marshall Fire. So if you have an interest in providing ideas and input on what that memorial might look like. I know the subcommittee would love to have somebody from SYLC or a couple of people from SYLC share your ideas.
This is a great opportunity to really make a mark.
Literally.
literally a mark, for the youth. And a memorial for the town of Superior, should they contact you?
You can contact Andrew Vaughn, who's kind of leading that, and, I can get you his.
I would appreciate that, I'll put that in email, I'll send those as well.
Yes,
We will be sending that.
yeah, we'll send that out, so look for that in your email.
That's my opinion.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we have nothing else besides that, so, I move to adjourn the meeting. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourns.
Alright, could you all do me a